Hey everybody, welcome to ARC PDX. I'm Wesley Ogle and ARC PDX is on the road this morning. We are in Salem at the Oregon State Fair. You can see we've got the Ferris wheel behind me, a great view up here of the fairgrounds. ARC, as you probably already know, stands for Authentic, Relevant Community. So we have been going on the road to your communities to dig into the stories that are authentic and relevant to you. Salem, of course, is our capital city. So we're taking a closer look at where the city is thriving and where it can still improve. Plus, we are gathering all your hidden gems in the Cherry City, and we're going to be highlighting them as the show goes on. We've got a lot of great guests joining us live this morning, including Andrea Castañeda, the superintendent of the Salem-Keizer Public Schools. We've got Alex Hasenstab, the spokesperson for the Oregon State Fair. Jacob Espinoza, he runs the famous blog, What's Happening Salem. He also has an Instagram account and a podcast. He knows all the Salem things. David Gerboth, the chief of the Salem Fire Department. State Senator Deb Patterson, who represents District 10. That covers the Salem area. We've also got Tobias Reed. He is Oregon's Secretary of State. And we are also talking to Lisa Harnisch, the executive director of the Marion and Polk Early Learning Hub, and Alicia Bay, the executive director of the Gilbert Museum, Gilbert House Children's Museum, excuse me. So it is going to be a very hot weekend here at the State Fair, even hotter than the Portland metro area. So we've got meteorologist Rhonda Shelby standing by in the studio. She's been tracking this local forecast in Salem. Rhonda, we talk about this every year with the fair. When it is hot, this place with all the concrete and the asphalt gets very hot.
Gosh, yes, it sure does. And we could reach records, Wesley, so we'll talk about the records. I checked them all out for the weekend for Salem in a few moments.
Okay, all right, we're gonna check back in with you then, I think at about like 7:15, so we'll see you then. Okay, right now I'm gonna bring in my first guest. We've got Superintendent Andrea Castañeda. Thank you for being here. Come on in with Salem-Keizer School District. Okay, we are getting really close to the start of school. How are you feeling?
It's not just the meteorological report. It's the start of schools that's making us sweat, but we are so excited. This is really the most exciting time of year for teachers and for kids and families.
Do you have your first day of school outfit picked out yet?
No, that is on the to-do list for this weekend.
Okay, good. Okay, we're going to get into the issues right now because there's a lot of parents watching this morning. What would you say is the biggest issue that Salem-Keizer Public Schools is facing, and what are you guys doing to address it?
Well, you know, some things never change about schools, and the most important thing we're working on is making sure that every kid and every family member who walks through our doors feels welcome, feels valued, feels seen, and they know that school is the place for them. And once that is true, many other things are true as well.
So you guys passed a $1.15 billion budget for this next school year. It was just passed in June.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, but what are you hoping that this money is going to be going towards?
Well, schools are people-powered. Our staff are our most important resource. They are the thing that makes school magical. Our money goes to our people, and our new investments are really around special education and behavioral supports.
In a 2024 report, Salem-Keizer's literacy scores showed that most students weren't meeting the expectations. Do you guys have a plan in place to address this? What are you doing?
Oh yeah, this is one of our top priorities. We've been working on it all last year. I am so proud of the incredible work our staff did over the course of the year to really focus on especially early literacy. We have community partners who are wrapping their arms around us. I think that there's a big year coming for Salem-Keizer Public Schools as we all together tackle early literacy.
And a really big thing about this year is the cell phone policy that is going out across the whole state. How are you guys doing? Are you guys prepared? Are teachers prepared to put this into action?
Yeah, we are prepared. I will say I cannot go to a grocery store without talking about cell phones these days. Salem-Keizer was a little ahead of the curve on this. So we'll be actually going into our second year of having those pouches that so many people are talking about. Kids walk in, they put their phone in a pouch, they lock it, and then it stays there all day until they leave. We've just seen incredible results, and we're really ready and excited for the changes that are coming.
What have you been hearing from the teachers about this? Because they are really the ones dealing with, with the students every day and with those phones.
That's so true. I will say I've been leading school systems for over 20 years. The more positive feedback about the pouches than anything I have seen in 20 years.
All right, well, we hope it goes well.
Yes, absolutely.
We did reach out to our viewers and ask them if they had any questions for you. Somebody did say they're very concerned about student-on-staff violence. What would you say to them to alleviate those concerns?
Yeah, well, first I would say say we do have students with some extreme behavioral needs, but they're not violent. They just have needs that are important and acute. We've trained a lot of staff, literally almost 2,000 staff, in how to de-escalate students, keep themselves and students safe. And in this upcoming school year, we'll be opening a 60-student new building that is designed specifically for kids who need therapeutic support and special spaces and special educational environments that meet their needs. And I think that's going to be a big step forward.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. Is there like a name or a title of this so we can follow up on this?
You can follow up, and this is an issue of great debate. Right now it is the Behavioral Health Center at Straub.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, let's end on a fun note because we're here at the fair. What do you love about the Oregon State Fair?
Oh, well, first I will say, when I was a kid, one of the biggest things I ever did was go to the Oregon State Fair in Salem. It was the highlight of my summer. I still remember the little Christmas ornament I bought, so it has a close place in my heart. And what I love about state fairs is that everybody comes together, and it's just like a moment of community, and that's what Salem's all about.
Very cool. And I do want to ask you about Salem in general because you live here, you're super entrenched in this community. What are your favorite things about this community? Also maybe some hidden gems that you love or restaurants that are your favorite.
All right. Well, the main thing that I love about this community is that we take care of each other. We see everybody around us as our community members, as our neighbors, as people who matter. And as, you know, things get harder out in the world, Salem can just keep getting closer and more caring. So I love that about us. And hidden gems for our family is probably Minto Island Park. It's not going to be 101 degrees, but it'll be like 98 degrees at Minto Island Park. So
we'll all head to the park. Andrea Castañeda, Superintendent of Salem-Keizer Public Schools, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
We're so happy to be here. Have a great time at the fair, everyone.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. All right, we're going to switch you out. We are going to bring in Alex. Come on in here, Alex. Thank you for being here. She helps organize Oregon State Fair, so we're going to talk to you all about fair stuff. And I do want to start with the heat because obviously we know it's going to be hot here. What are you guys doing today, or what will you have here to keep people cool?
You know, the Oregon State Fair is a summer event, so we are very prepared to keep people cool. We have 7 water fountains around for people to stay hydrated. We also have 7 water refilling stations and misters. We have 2 buildings that are air conditioned, so people can go cool off in Columbia Hall. That's where our creative living department is. Or people can head to the Jackman Long building, which is one of our shopping areas, and that is also inside and air conditioning. It feels really good in there. And also, you know, you can cool down with a nice cold sweet treat. You know, we've got ice cream, we've got ice cold lemonade, snow cones, you name it. So lots of ways to stay cool here.
And speaking of an indoor space, we're actually on the roof of something right now. We're on a rooftop bar, and this was a place I had never seen here at the fair, never heard of it. What is this?
Views. Yes. Yeah, this is a great place to hang out. We do have a bar here. We also have a stage here where we have a folk singer, Jacob Westfall, performing every day of the fair. But it's also just a great place to come and just get amazing views of our carnival. So it's a great place to hang out.
This is why we picked it. Okay, so for people, what can they bring in or do if they're wanting to try to stay cool? Because we were talking earlier, and you can actually bring a lot more into the fair than I think anybody realizes.
Yeah, you can bring sealed beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, so you can bring in sealed water. We really encourage people to bring in refillable water bottles and refill them at our refill stations. But people can also bring coolers into the fair. They will be searched, but you can actually bring coolers and ice to keep your things cold.
Okay, yeah, that was something I had no idea. So that's a good resource for today when it's going to be, or this whole weekend where it's going to be hot. Today's opening day, obviously. What do you guys have going on that's special to kick it all off?
So we're really excited for opening day. It starts at 10 a.m. today. That's when the gates open, and people can actually enjoy $5 tickets at the gate thanks to our sponsor, Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm $5 Friday. So we just think that's like such a great way to kick off the fair with a good deal.
Yeah, and you guys got discounts and deals going on like throughout the whole season of the fair, right?
Yes, we have lots of deals and discounts. We highly recommend people check out our website to look at them all. But on Monday, August 25th, we've got Kids Day, so kids are free with the purchase of an adult ticket. Seniors are $3 every day. We've got Heroes Day on Labor Day, where certain people like veterans and teachers and first responders get free admission. And also people should just take a look because some of the carnival tickets and wristbands are cheaper during the week than the weekend. So lots of ways to save here at the fair.
Okay, obviously we know there's a lot going on here. What are some of like the highlights, the performances, food, activities that excite you the most?
Yeah, we've got a lot of entertainment here. I mean, shows everything from comedians to hypnotists to musicians. You know, we've got our Columbia Bank concert series at LB Day Amphitheater. And we were talking earlier, I was saying this weekend's like Millennial Weekend because we've got the All-American Rejects tonight. And then on Sunday, we've got Sean Paul coming in.
Amazing.
Saturday, we've got Russell Dickerson and Nico Moon, and Russell Dickerson actually just launched his album today. So we get to be some of the first people to hear his new songs. Really excited about that. But we've also got local performances at the Spirit of Oregon stage, so people can come see like local performers. And you know, we have attractions for kids and adults, and there's just so much to do here. I really hope that people come check it out.
What about the food? Because I mean, that's such a big part. And you were talking about the food that you've already this morning.
Yeah. I think when people hear fair, they think food. And this year's theme is actually all the flavors of fun. So, and you know, to live up to that theme, we have invited more than 30 new food vendors for a total of over 90. And they're going to be here at the fair. And you know, we're going to have those classics, the turkey legs, the cotton candy, the funnel cakes, but we also have some things that you might not necessarily associate with the fair. Like you can get a poke bowl, you can get Spam fries, boba tea. So there's just a lot of variety of food from all different cultures, and we're really excited for people to check it all out.
And I know you've got a ton of new stuff. What new things is here this year?
So many new things. I'll touch on some of the highlights. We've got 12 new rides, including that Ferris wheel behind us. It's bigger and better than ever. We've also launched a couple of new kids areas. So we have our remote kids carnival, which we have had in the past, but it's been rebranded as Sunnyville in honor of our sunflower mascot. And that's just a place where kids can go and have like a space for themselves. It's all our kiddie rides over there, really focused for kids and families, separate from our main carnival. We also launched a kid area called the Sunny Side, which got like kid-centric vendors, got some performances over there. That's where our bumper boats and our bungee jump is. So it's like a nice little kids area just for them. We also have some new attractions. One of them is Water's Extreme Journey, which is like a maze where you become a drop of water in the water system. That's really fun. We've got a NASCAR simulator that's similar to what the pros use. And we've also got this really cool new show. It's like an acrobatic show that's, you know, in water. They also like are twirling fire and flying through the air. It is going to be really cool. It's called Roaring Riptides. We highly recommend people check that out.
Sounds amazing. Alex, I don't know how you remembered all that stuff. It's a lot. Thank you so much for being here this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And have fun at the fair. All right, coming up next, you guys, we are going to be talking to one of the experts of Salem, where we're here on the road, Jacob Espinoza, who runs What's Happening Salem.
Locally owned for more than 50 years, Area Heating and Cooling.
Welcome back, everybody, to ARC PDX. We are on the road this morning in Salem, and we asked all of you, our viewers, what hidden gems you've discovered here in Salem. So Noelle Ford is in the studio. She's going to track all of these places for us this morning. Noelle, what do you got first?
So Wes, we're getting a lot of cool suggestions on our feeds. The first one that I want to talk about, our first hidden gem, comes in from Tina Blacksmith, who sent us an email about a local coffee shop. Tina says, Prismatic Coffee Roasters is the hidden gem when it comes to cafes. They won Best Coffee Roaster in the Willamette Valley, and when it comes to roasting, Kyle Layton knows what he's doing. I would love to see them mentioned because they deserve the recognition. It's located on Cousteau Drive Southeast, and they share the building with Epilogue Kitchen and Cocktails. They also have a website where they sell their original beans. And then Shelly K on Facebook recommends Jerry Frank's Conditorei. According to their website, the word conditorei is German for cake or pastry shop. An extended translation is, quote, a place of meeting for coffee, confections, and conversation. The pastry shop first opened their doors back in June 1982 and has been serving up gourmet cakes along with a small food item ever since. You can tell us about your favorite restaurants and places to hang out, or some hidden gems that you think should be celebrated in the Cherry City. Make sure to share your videos or photos with us. Just go to katu.com/chime-in and select ARC PDX as the topic, or you can email us at arcpdx@k2.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to ARC PDX. I'm Wesley Ogle. Clearly, you can see ARC is not in the studio this morning. We're on the road at the Oregon State Fairgrounds in Salem. ARC, of course, as you know, stands for Authentic, Relevant Community. So we've been going on the road to your communities to dig into the stories that are authentic and relevant to you. We are going to be hearing from a lot of locals about what's going on in the Cherry City, and we're going to be talking with the marketing director of Salem Community Market. So let's bring in my first guest this half hour, Jacob Espinoza. Come on in here. Another tall guest as well. Everybody's been tall this morning. Jacob, thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for being in Salem. This is great.
Of course, yeah. He is like the guy of Salem because you run What's Happening Salem. It's an Instagram account, a newsletter, even a podcast. Why did you decide to start this?
I'm passionate about Salem. I love what we do here, and I just wanted a place where we could highlight the positive things that are happening. I'm a big believer in the things that are recognized are repeated, so if we can recognize the great things happening in the community, I think we can expect to see more of it.
Wow. Okay, what are those some of the great things that are happening?
Yeah, I think right now we're seeing a lot of people investing in downtown and really reimagining what our downtown Salem can look like. Also in Salem, we have in North Salem, we have an incredible food scene. Best Bite Food Park just opened up off of Silverton Road. So we have a lot of people that are bringing new and fresh ideas to the community, and it's great. Yeah,
and you obviously touch on the issues and the ways maybe that Salem struggles. What are some of the challenges in this city?
Yeah, I think we have an issue with how we think of ourselves and how we look at ourselves. I think often when news sources outside of our community report on us, it's usually because something bad happened, and I think sometimes that impacts how we see ourselves. So I think the more reinforcement we can have that there are positive things happen in the community, it's just good for all of us.
Yeah. I was taking a little look at your podcast too and the topics, and it's a wide variety of stuff, and it's, there's serious topics too. Anything that you learned from those interviews you did that surprised you about a place that you already know so well?
Yeah, I think a common theme is just how many things get started because somebody just had an idea and they were just resilient and bringing it to life and making it happen. And that's probably true in any community, but it's also true here in Salem.
How do you choose and find the things that you feature?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just a new idea, somebody that's trying something for the first time. I think there are lots of outlets that will recognize the legacy, the people that have been here for a while and have been doing things. We want to really put wind in sails when people are just getting started. So if somebody has a new idea, they're opening a new restaurant or a new catering business, we want to be there to recognize that.
Do you have a vision for Salem of where you think, I see your eyebrows go up. Yeah, you must. You have a vision. What's your vision for Salem?
I don't know if I have a specific vision, but I think I'm just trying to really be open to opportunities that are presented and make the most out of every day. And I think if I do that consistently, I'll be able to look back in 6 months and just be really just excited about where what's happening Salem is. And it's fun also to see pockets where a restaurant owner will tell me, hey, somebody saw your video. They drove down from Washington to visit us because of that. And so it's just cool being able to have that sort of impact.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the influence because you've got a lot of Instagram followers. And how long ago did you start that account?
We started the account 14 months ago, so a little bit over a year. We're at 40,000 followers right now, so it's blowing my mind with how how successful it's been so quickly. I've done lots of things in my life, and so to have something that's found success quickly, it's just a lot of fun. I'm very grateful for sure.
What do you think that growth so quickly shows you about Salem and the community and the people here, or the people who are interested in Salem?
I think there was a need for it. I think attention is shifting, and so a lot of the legacy media, they aren't capturing all of the audience. A lot of data shows that only 17% will pay for news at any level. So you have 83% of our population that's not informed because we don't really have a local TV station. And so now there's an outlet where information is finding people as they're scrolling. They're not having to go look for it.
Well, it makes me feel even better that we're doing this, ARC on the Road. We're coming into the community to really highlight it, which is really great. And you were the perfect person to talk to.
Oh, thanks so much.
But we're all wondering too, if you wanted to spend 24 hours in Salem, do you have the perfect itinerary?
Oh my gosh, put me on the spot. People are gonna be mad I don't recognize them. I think you have to kind of visit. I would start in North Salem. Florfay Cafe is a new coffee shop that just opened that is just gorgeous inside, and they're doing lots of fun and unique things. I'd visit some of the taco trucks in North Salem as well, and then I'd probably make my way to downtown and just explore some of the restaurants, and the Holman Hotel is awesome if you want to stay the night as well.
Okay, cool. Also putting you on the spot, where are you going to go get breakfast after this?
I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. I might stop by Florfay Cafe because they're right down the road from here, so yeah.
Also, State Fair, since we're here, what are your favorite things about the Oregon State Fair?
I love bringing the kids and their friends. They get to run around and do rides, and I get to stay off the ride so I don't get sick. I don't like spinning in circles. It's not my thing at this age for sure. But it's fun watching them walk around trying different fair food. And my dad, author David Espy, always has an author's table here, so he loves selling books, and he's been writing for a while, so it's good visiting him and seeing how he's doing.
You are really one of the community for sure.
I try for sure.
Jacob Espinoza from What's Happening Salem, thank you so much. You were a perfect person to talk to.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, thanks. All right, Jenna Davis, we're gonna bring you in here because she helps put on and does marketing for Salem Community Markets. And this was a new thing I had not heard about before. What is Salem Community Markets?
Well, thanks for having me. So Salem Community Markets is a nonprofit here in Salem. Since 1998, we've been running the Salem Saturday Market. So 27 years now of Saturday Market. We also have 3 weekday markets that run through the summer, and then we do a Salem holiday market actually here at the fairgrounds, the second weekend in December.
Oh, very cool. How big are these markets? Do you have a number of vendors you usually have?
Yeah, totally. Our vendor range is hundreds. Any given full Saturday market could have upwards of 200 vendors a week.
Wow.
So it's pretty big.
What kind of impact do you see from these markets on the Salem community?
Well, it's just a great place where we're going to be there every Saturday. People can rely on it. It's a safe, healthy, and free place to be, even if folks aren't shopping. It's somewhere they can come for a social outing, walk their dog, see their friends and family. But we also have all these local businesses that can communicate directly with their audience face to face. So, yeah, just a safe, local, healthy place to be.
Yeah, and free probably to walk around.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you hearing from the business owners, small business owners and crafters, and artisans that you are talking to? How are they saying that the community markets are helping them with their local businesses?
Well, the great thing is, again, it's something that they can rely on every year, every week. We're there, rain or shine. It's going to be really hot tomorrow, but we'll be there for you. A lot of the challenges that they face are just like any local businesses anywhere, rising costs, economic challenges. Since we are a farmers market, we have farmers who the weather greatly impacts their business as well. Yeah. So the great thing about us is we're always there for them. We support them in many ways. Even new businesses can grow here at the Saturday market. Yeah,
that brought up a great point though about probably a lot of the fresh produce and the farmers at these markets. I don't know how many of Saturday markets you've been to in other cities or states. What is kind of unique? What's the mark of the Salem Community Market?
I'm so glad you asked that. So what's really unique about us is that we're not just a farmer's market. We also have the artists and crafters as well. So all of our vendors are handmade, homemade, or homegrown. Whereas sometimes you go to other cities and it's just a farmer's market, food, produce only, or just a crafters market, and we're a really cool mix of both.
I know you don't want to single out any of the individual vendors, but I will ask you if there's to give us kind of the variety of stuff, what are some of maybe the more unique or the variety of the vendors that you guys have?
Well, the cool thing is you can come to the Saturday market and get anything you're thinking. You could get a gift. We do great ideas on Instagram for Easter baskets or Mother's Day stuff. You could get a handmade blanket at the same time as a sourdough loaf.
So cozy.
It's so cozy. You could get a candle and all your veggies for the week. So just anything you can think of, we have it.
And obviously you know a lot about Salem. I'm assuming you live in Salem. What are your favorite things about Salem? On your free time, what do you go do?
That's a great question. What I love about Salem just in general is that we have a really great mix of old and new. We have some great old historic buildings and new things, young businesses and old businesses mixing together, especially downtown. I love actually going to the Halliford Art Museum downtown. So yes, Salem has an art museum.
I did not know that.
See, and we have the carousel. We have this awesome riverfront park that is really safe and clean. So I just like to get outside.
Yeah. Anything else you think that we would need to know about Salem? Maybe as people who, someone's not familiar with Salem, maybe they're watching and they're oh, maybe I'm thinking about moving here. Anything you would like to tell them?
Ooh. I love that. I would say, there is a lot more happening than you might have heard. Like you just heard a second ago, what's happening Salem? A lot. We have so many great local businesses, a really great downtown community that's tight-knit. People know each other. It kind of gives you a small-town vibe without the small-town drama in a way, because it's a bigger city. So that's what I would say.
What do you see for the future of Salem Community Markets? Do you guys have plans to expand, to do new ones? What's happening in the future?
Ooh, that's a good question.
If you know or have any plans.
You know what? We just want to make sure that we are staying steady in what we've been doing for a long time, but trying to modernize it as things change socially and economically. So right now we're just making sure that we have what we are doing on lock and that we're here to support the businesses. And if growth should happen, you'll be the first to know.
Very cool. Jenna Davis with Salem Community Markets. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. All right. Those were great people that we got here this morning. I want to give a big shout out to our producer, Samantha Holm, because she found all these wonderful people who know so much about Salem, and I'm having the best time interviewing them. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to ARC PDX. As you can see, we are not in the studio. We have taken the show on the road. We are in Salem at the Oregon State Fair, which kicks off today. And we've got a special guest now. We've got Jaqueline Bradbury. She's one of the vendors here at the fair. Jaqueline, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
And I see you brought some treats, and they smell amazing. What is your business? What do you make?
We are Sweet Cheeks and Hog Daddies. We have multiple stands here, but this is one of our new products that we've brought to the Oregon State Fair this year, and they're called Amish donuts, and they are amazing.
Okay, they obviously look very different than any donut I've ever seen. What is an Amish donut?
It's from the Midwest, and they're very popular at the fairs there. So we went there last year and tried, and we're like, oh, I think Oregon would love these to try.
Can you tell us the secret? Like, how are they made differently?
I can't tell you the secrets. It's all about in the product. If I tell the secret, there is no.
That's a good point. I don't want to ruin your business. That's true. This year, the fair is actually, the theme has to do with food. So I feel like the food vendors are a very important part of the fair this year. How does it feel to be a food vendor at the Oregon State Fair? Is that a big deal?
It's wonderful. It's really good. The fair has done an amazing job on bringing a lot of new vendors in and a lot of new food products in for the fair, so it should be good. Come out and try all the new food, plus still the same old favorite old food, like your normal corn dogs, your cotton candy, and also tons of variety of other stuff you probably wouldn't even think of to have at the fair, which I think is very cool. Have you guys been a vendor at the fair before? Oh yes, yeah.
For how long?
My husband's family is third generation here at the fair, so over 80 years.
Over 80 years?
Yes. Our family business, our family has been at the Oregon State Fair.
So I bet there's people who come to the fair who know you guys, and they make sure that they come and they bring their kids and get them food there every time.
Yes, there is. So it's really good.
So what other things? I have no idea what a hog daddy is. So what other things do you guys have that you sell?
Big barbecue stands with the big turkey legs and the curly fries and all that.
It's not an actual food item.
No. And then Sweet Cheeks is the deep fried desserts, like deep fried Oreos and cheesecake and So
since you guys have a lot of history here in Salem, what have you seen in that, in the amount of time of how it's grown, how it's changed? What have you witnessed?
The improvement, the upgrades, So it's been really good. Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here because we want to talk about fun stuff, but any issues, any struggles as a small business owner who is working and living in Salem, any unique challenges that you guys are facing?
Well, it's always unique when it comes to economy, weather is a big deal too with our industry, with our business, but...
How is that affecting you guys?
When it's too hot or too cold, but it is what it is, and that's a part of life, challenges in life, so you've just got to deal with it.
You deal with it, you adjust. I assume you bring in new products for people to try to keep the business moving?
Yes, that's right. So.
Anything here at the fair, it could be a food thing, it could be a ride, an attraction that is your favorite, or certain things that you think people can't miss?
That beautiful wheel right there, the Ferris wheel, that is amazing.
Yeah. I know, we have such a good view of it this morning too.
Exactly. And look, that looks wonderful out there.
Yeah. What about Salem, the city as a whole? What are your favorite places to go, and what are your favorite things to do here?
Try new restaurants, try old restaurants, like go downtown and see the war. There's lots of things to do in Salem, so...
What would you tell people who are maybe thinking about considering coming down here to visit? Maybe they're thinking about moving here. Is there anything you would say them to convince them of, you know, why you love Salem?
Just Salem.
Just look at it.
Yeah.
I love it. Simple as that. Okay, I have been waiting to try one of these. I didn't want to eat it in the middle of the interview and then not be able to keep talking to you. She said, they just came out of the fryer? Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna have to, oh, yes, please. These are messier than I thought. They're warm.
Yes.
They are soft. Oh my goodness. Look at how big this thing is. Okay, I'm excited. Oh, you can hear the chewing. Oh, it's delicious. Yeah, I mean, that's just a really good donut. Not just, it's a very good donut. That's awesome. Thank you for bringing those. I have a lot of cinnamon sugar all over my fingers now. That's gonna be hard to get off. Jaqueline, thank you so much for being here. These are delicious, a great breakfast for this morning.
Yes, they are.
And good luck at the fair. Stay cool. Too.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone.
We're telling everybody stay cool.
Yep.
The sun is beating on the backs of our heads right now, and I am starting to get hot. It is really warming up. Jaqueline, thank you. It is going to be, as you know, a very hot weekend here at the Oregon State Fair, even in fact hotter than it will be in the Portland metro area. So we do also have meteorologist Rhonda Shelby standing by in the studio. She is tracking the local forecast in Salem, and we're going to be checking back in with her in a few minutes to get your local forecast for Salem and for the State Fair, which kicks off today. But right now, I'm going to bring in my first guest for the 8 a.m. hour. We've got Salem Fire Chief David Gerboth. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Of course, good morning. Come in a little bit closer here so we get you in the light. Okay, I'm curious about just how the city of Salem is built, the topography here. What makes it a unique, or are there any unique challenges about fighting fires in Salem?
Absolutely. It is a unique community. It's a beautiful community. One of the oldest communities on the West, right? The fire department has been here since 1857. Since even before Oregon statehood, the Salem Fire Department has been serving this community and the capital of what was then the Oregon Territory. So old homes, we have a unique landscape. We do have threats of wildland fire throughout this area with the beautiful trees. We have a river that goes right through, inland waterways. We have large events like the State Fair. We just had the Ironman. So a lot of different things happening in Salem and for our personnel to adapt to.
From what you're witnessing here in Salem, what is the biggest issue that Salem's facing, and what is the fire department doing to address it?
Yeah, our biggest issue really is this increase in demand, service demand. We have an incredibly vibrant community, but it's growing, it's diverse. We have a lot of different challenges that are happening and budget constraints. And how do we best serve the community and keep up with this demand? And some of it is even changing the way we do business to make sure that we can respond to everybody's needs.
Yeah, I want to talk about those budget issues that you guys have. How are those affecting your operations? What are you doing anything differently?
Well, I think any municipality right now certainly has challenges of budget, and we try to be as efficient and effective as possible. And knowing that, one of the things that we've done is what we call automatic aid and closest resource concept. So Salem, we border the Keizer Fire District as well as the Marion County Fire District. And July 1st, we entered into an agreement that we're going to send the closest resources regardless of jurisdiction. So you may see a Salem fire engine in Marion County. I think the public doesn't really care on what patch we're wearing. They just want somebody that shows up quickly, shows up well trained, and can help with their emergency. And we've seen a incredibly beneficial increase in service to the community and for our people. So really it's going well.
That is really cool. That's great to know. And, despite an increase in calls, I mean, obviously Salem's growing, the area is growing over the next decade or the previous decade. The number of firefighters on duty is still, the same. It stayed the same. Are you guys going to change that? Do you have plans in place?
Again, those are budget constraints, certainly. Since 2011, we have more than doubled our call volume and had actually less firefighters. So you're right. Wow. They're working hard. I'm incredibly proud about the work that gets done here, but we're looking at different ways that we can best serve and eliminate some of that in call volume. So we're looking at alternative service delivery. Do we need to send a fire engine on everything? Can we have a paramedic and maybe match up with a mental health provider? We've seen the growing mental health crisis. We've seen drug abuse and substance abuse and addiction in our community. How can we best serve that part of the community and then leave that heavy equipment for a lot of the fires and other things that we're going to?
Yeah. And I understand that Salem Fire recently took over the city's ambulance service from a public-private partnership. Is that impacting wait times? Do you feel like the fire department is able to keep up with demand there?
Yeah, July 1st, we actually assumed ambulance service after 20 years. We had it 20 years ago. What we've seen already is an increased service delivery to the community. So we actually put more hours on the street that we've ever had. So more ambulances are out there. We hired an incredible workforce of EMS professionals that are now working for the fire department. So it's been a huge benefit to the department, but really to the community.
Great. And I know that you are fairly new. You've been here about a year now, working in Salem. What has it been like as kind of a new resident here? What have you discovered that you love about Salem?
Yeah, I actually came from San Diego, so I've been trying to get to Oregon for like 30 years, it feels like, and it's always been a special place for me and my family. Being here, it's 1,000 times better than I thought. I love all the things I love about the landscape. Recreationally, I love to run and bike, and it's such a beautiful place to do it. We have world-class wineries, in moderation, of course, but amazing restaurants. The community here has been amazingly welcoming, and it really cares about this community, and it is to me, it is really a special place. Yeah. I feel very fortunate to be here.
I'll just say too, because we were just talking before we went on the air, and you all know I'm a California transplant too, so we were bonding over that, but just I can tell how much you love it here and how happy you are you moved here, just like me. It's just, I mean, this is the best place in the world, the Pacific Northwest.
There is nothing like it, and until you're actually here, you can't even describe it, really. It's so great.
I love it. Fire Chief David Gerboth, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
So
Appreciate
it. Where'd the donuts go?
Sorry, we took them away.
Okay, all right.
Actually, I see them right there. You got to go eat one. Go eat one. Thank you. Great to meet you. All right, recently the Salem City Library was actually facing some large cuts that would have had a really big impact on what some say are services that are critical to the community. A levy passed by voters has given the library some room to breathe now. So yesterday, we actually caught up with the Salem City librarian, Bridget Esqueda, about what this means for the library and for the city of Salem.
Before the levy passed, we were slated to have our budget cut down by 50%. So it was very dire. We were going to lose a lot of staff, I believe over half staff, because a lot of our budget is for personnel. That's who provide the service, the wonderful services that make up the library. So we were looking at having to reduce staff greatly, having to cut our hours, having to lose a lot of the programs and services that our community loves. So it was not going to be good. And the amount of outpouring support and the results of the levy were such a good affirmation that the community here not only loves its libraries, but its parks and senior center services. So we're beyond excited to have kept our budget to sustain our services and also increase our hours by 20 hours a week. The Salem Public Library has been here for over 100 years, and I feel like an institution in its community. We serve all people, all audiences, regardless of background. And I think that the services that we provide are very important to any community, from 0 all the way to 101. We serve everybody. There's something for everybody at the library. And I think the passing of the levy really shows, and the outpouring support that we heard, all the hours of testimonies during city council meetings and budget committee meetings, all kind of told their own stories and heard about their experiences with the library and how much impact it has given them. So you hear stories every day. We interact with people every day, and we enjoy being able to provide this service to our community.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to ARC PDX. You can see, we are not in the studio. We have taken the show on the road. We are live from the Oregon State Fairgrounds in Salem because the State Fair kicks off today. But right now I have a really special guest. We've got Oregon State Senator Deb Patterson, and Salem is a part of your district, so thanks so much for being here this morning.
Oh, Wesley, it's just such a pleasure to be here, and it's so exciting to be here on the first day of the State Fair.
Exactly. We planned this out perfectly. Okay, what do you love the most about living in Salem? You are a Salem resident. You represent this district. What do you love most about it?
Oh, Salem is incredible. It has wonderful parks. I hope you'll have a chance to visit Riverfront Park, which now is joined over to Minto Brown. There's Bush Park. We've got lots of fabulous restaurants in the area, wineries in the district. Be sure you don't miss the trolley that goes between Monmouth and Independence now. There's just really a lot to do in this area. And today, the State Fair.
Of course, the big shining event. Okay, we did reach out to some viewers to see what questions they might have for you, and one of our viewers asked, what is being done about the homeless problem here in Salem, especially along Fisher Road Northeast and Lancaster Drive Northeast? What would be your response?
You know, it's really true that there are a number of people who are living without housing, and that's not acceptable. To be clear, it's not good for anyone. But the city of Salem and the state have been working really hard to try to build more affordable housing at every income level.
Yeah.
And also we have the Arches Inn that's started up not too long ago, the Navigation Center, and we've tried to protect affordable housing and keep it affordable and not let it move to market rate. We were successful with Orchard Heights here in Salem. We're going to continue the work. And I'm really afraid with this HR 1, the reconciliation bill, that we might see more people facing homelessness. So we're going to have to keep working hard.
Yeah, do you have anything coming up also in the pipeline that you're excited about to expand affordable housing and get people into permanent housing?
Well, one of the things we're working on is helping people with disabilities find affordable housing, because there's not always a lot of buildings that have accessible units. So I have a bill coming up in the short session that will be addressing the increased availability of affordable and accessible housing.
Okay, we'll definitely be following that. Okay, another bill that we, almost bill that we've been following a lot, trying to pass a transportation spending package, as we've been reporting a lot, that didn't happen in the regular session. There's going to be a special session that's starting next Friday. How are you feeling going into this after what you guys went through already during the regular session?
You know, 95% of all of the bills that we pass, I've been in here 5 years, and 95% pass with bipartisan support, and I really do expect that we'll get there in the special session as well. I agree that we have to have performance audits for the Oregon Department of Transportation. We have to be sure we're spending our money carefully, and I know people are counting every penny these days, so I would only support a very modest increase, but I'm really grateful to the workers who keep our roads open. And you know, there are things, everybody can see patches on the roads everywhere, where no matter what part of Oregon we live in, but what we don't see are the bridges that are at danger of collapsing. We have to take care of our roads.
Yeah, definitely. But you're feeling confident you guys can come together and pass something?
Absolutely. We all know that we have to get this done, and I want to say a word of thanks to the road workers who are doing this really hard work. Especially there'll be people out there today in this heat.
Oh my gosh. I know, you're right. That's so true. We got to think about them. I want to talk about the regular session because a lot did get done. Are there certain things that you're most proud of?
Oh, absolutely. I'm really thrilled that we were able to get $6 million from Marion Polk Food Share, which provides food to 70 food pantries in our region and also feeds 1,000 people every day, Meals on Wheels. We've also were able to get $16 million for Western Oregon University for a new learning facility there to modern technology. And golly, I'm really excited about a bill we passed, Senate Bill 296, which Salem Hospital has the busiest emergency department between Vancouver, British Columbia, and San Francisco. And people are waiting for hospital beds, and people are waiting to be discharged. This bill puts in place a process that will speed that up so people can get into a hospital bed more quickly and get into a long-term care setting if they need one more quickly. I'm also really excited about Senate Bill 961, which I worked with my House colleagues on. We protected health care so that health care is owned by doctors, not by my organizations that are doing this for other reasons. Other people.
I'll put the word in your mouth.
Hands of healthcare providers.
Yeah, I mean, that's good that you mentioned that because you are the chair of the Senate Healthcare Committee. Yeah. You are the chair of the Senate Healthcare Committee, so I know this is very important to you.
Very close to my heart.
Deb Patterson, Senator Deb Patterson, thank you so much for joining me. I want to give you a hug because
it's
so great to see you because we met years ago at the Walk to End Alzheimer's at Salem, and you spoke at that event, and I just want to thank you again. I'm so appreciative of you for supporting that mission.
Well, Wesley, I know that you're really active in supporting supporting Alzheimer's Association. So thank you for all your work on that.
Thank you. It was great to see you again. Thanks for being here. Okay, I'm going to bring in our next guest. If we move out, we'll switch out. We actually are very lucky to have Oregon Secretary of State Tobias Reed. Hello. This is my first time ever meeting you. It's great to meet you.
Great to meet you too. Thanks for being here.
Let me get my notes here.
Sure.
We're going to start off fun because you're actually doing something cool here at the State Fair. Tell me about what booth you're going to be at and what you're going to be doing.
We're going to be talking about the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. Wow. There's a funny word for this. It's semi-quincentennial. It's a tongue twister. We keep practicing it, but it gives us an opportunity to talk about the 250th birthday of the birth of our country. What a fantastic thing. And in a time like this, we all have to take time to appreciate our freedoms and our responsibilities as citizens. And so we're going to be talking about that with people at the Oregon Historical Society booth.
That is very cool. I love that you're doing that. I understand that you visited 30 of 36 counties in Oregon. You met with the county clerks to talk about the challenges that they're facing with elections. What did you learn from them?
These are the heroes of democracy. We think about elections, but they're carried out at the county level. These are the folks who are maintaining voter rolls and making sure that ballots are counted accurately, and they're doing that under some really significant threats. So I've been out there, 30 of 36. We got 6 more counties to go. This is a big state, and what is great is that these heroes are doing the work. So Oregonians have to feel really confident that we have the gold standard when it comes to elections. We use paper ballots. Ballots come to you. It's convenient. You can fit it into your complicated life, and you can be confident that your votes are going to be counted accurately. So there's lots to be proud of, and back to that earlier point, lots to celebrate.
While we're on the topic of elections, obviously President Trump's been talking a lot about getting rid of mail-in voting, and that's obviously what we do here in Oregon. What are you doing to combat this?
We're making it really clear that the Constitution, which the president, we all watched him swear an oath to uphold it, says very clearly states run elections. And we like it how we do it here. We've been doing this for 25 years, and we know that mail-in ballots are the best way to protect people's right to vote, to hold politicians accountable because they meet people where they are. Think about elderly people who live in rural communities, people who are working hourly wages. The ballot comes to you. You can vote it at your kitchen table in your living room. And that's why we feel so confident about that, why we feel so strongly, and why we will defend Oregon's right to hold elections as we see fit.
This week, you actually sent out a message, and it said, the Trump administration is trying to coerce state governments into sharing sensitive voter data, but as long as I'm your Secretary of State, that will never happen in Oregon. Can you explain what's going on here?
Yeah, the President and the Department of Justice sent us a letter saying, send us all this information about Oregonians. And we said, no thanks. Our job, my oath, is to protect Oregon's democracy and to protect Oregonians. So I'm going to take that seriously and make sure that people's private voter information is not shared with the federal government, especially a federal government that doesn't take their obligations to privacy and protection very seriously. We've seen that in lots of examples, and so I'm standing with Oregonians.
All right, enough of the serious stuff.
Okay.
I understand. One of your staffers told me you went to Willamette University, and that's actually what brought you to the state of Oregon. What was that experience like?
It was terrific. I mean, I don't think people appreciate the fact that Willamette is the first university in the United States west of the Mississippi, and it was just a great place for me. People were serious students, but they were serious musicians and actors and athletes, and I loved my experience there. It's one of the best things about Salem.
And what are your favorite things to do in Salem? What's the best about Salem?
Well, aside from coming to work and working with the terrific team I have the opportunity to collaborate with, I do like going to Willamette basketball games and concerts and those sorts of things. So it's just such a nice collection of people and backgrounds, and learn something new every time I get to be there.
Well, hey, it was so great to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
The Secretary of State. So cool that you got to come down here to the State Fair, and it's cool to see you in normal people clothes too, not in a suit.
It's pretty good.
He's a normal, real person.
That's it.
All right, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, coming up here on ARC PDX, it is going to be pretty hot. It is hot up here on this roof. It's going to be a hot one. Meteorologist Rhonda Shelby is tracking the local forecast coming up next. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to ARC PDX. I'm Wesley Ogle, and ARC PDX is on the road this morning. We are here in Salem at the Oregon State Fairgrounds. You might be able to see the Ferris wheel and all the rides, the food booths behind me. This has been such a fun morning so far, but we still have more to do. ARC stands for Authentic, Relevant Community. So we've been going on the road to your communities to dig into the stories that are authentic and relevant to you. So we have live guests joining us to talk about the early learning learning resources in the area, as well as the historical significance of the city. We've got someone with the Children's Museum there, so this is going to be a fun morning. So let me bring them in. Lisa Harnisch, the Executive Director of Marion and Polk Early Learning Hub. Thanks so much for being here.
Absolutely. It's great to be here.
Of course. Okay, so if somebody watching this has not heard of what you guys do, what is your purpose? What is your mission?
Absolutely. So we are a nonprofit organization, and we exist to work on and with the community on kindergarten readiness. So we work with a lot of community partners, whether it's health, behavioral health, education, early learning, just to help ensure that things are coordinated and aligned for families.
Compared to maybe some other cities, maybe cities in Oregon as well, how broad or accessible are these resources for early learning in Salem?
Yeah, great question. So we are so fortunate here in Salem. We do have a lot of resources, but I would say that there isn't enough for families that are particularly affordable and high quality resources. We're very lucky. We do have lots of programs such as Preschool Promise or Head Start that helps families up to a certain income qualification, but there's not necessarily enough for families who are just outside of that. So we're working really hard to help build capacity within the region to help make sure that kids have a safe and warm place to go.
Can you tell me how you guys are trying to build that capacity, what you guys are working on?
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing that we do is really help families find the best possible subsidized preschool program that will meet their needs and what they qualify for. We also work with partners to help bring curriculum or professional development or things that can be used within early care settings to help to support families. We also work with a lot of health partners and behavioral health partners, again, to help to provide those resources for families who might be struggling.
Those are important resources. Can you pinpoint any, unique challenges that families with young kids face in Salem that maybe we're not seeing in other cities?
Well, I think there's a lot of similarities, right? I think often, particularly in that 0 to 5 space, families often don't know exactly where to go. Yeah. When you get into the school system, I think it's a little bit easier to know how to traverse things, but often you're going to a doctor, you're going maybe to a dentist, you're going to your early educator. So it's like families aren't always really clear about how all the pieces fit together. Yeah. And that's part of what we are really working on, is helping to make sure that all the pieces fit together for families.
What are some of the successes that you have seen from the work that you guys are doing in Salem?
Yeah, one big focus of ours is focusing on literacy specifically. I think we know across the state and specifically here in Salem, our third grade reading scores are not what we want them to be at all. And a lot of that really starts in the ages 0 to 5. And so helping to provide resources to families, which are books, and also some education on how to engage with family or help families engage with their children around the books and just develop a love and joy of reading. But then also for early learning settings, helping them build early literacy and age-appropriate development pieces to support them.
Am I correct in thinking you guys are doing something with Dolly Parton's Imagination Library? Okay, good. I'm glad I remember that, right? Tell me about that. You mentioned books, and I was like, oh yes, Dolly.
Dolly. So Dolly Parton Imagination Library is a statewide program. We are the affiliate program for Dolly to bring all the resources to bear for Marion and Polk children. So families can sign up ages 0 to 5. Any child is eligible to receive books delivered to their home. So it's one of the most magical programs ever. We're just really trying to get books out there. We also do fundraising because it's free to families, but there is a portion of the cost that we have to cover for that. So we've got a really big event. The Storybook Character Adventure, which is coming up at our very famous Gilbert House Children's Museum, which I think you're going to be hearing about, which we're really excited to be able to bring an evening of characters where kids can come and meet with characters and get their signature and just really just enjoy a fun evening.
Very cool. Yeah, we're going to talk to the Gilbert House in just a moment. But before you go, you're a Salem resident, so I just want to ask you, what do you love about Salem? What what are your favorite things to do, to eat, to see here?
Yes, I am lived in Salem for over 30 years. I love Salem. We're a community that really shows up, and we're a community that really comes together, which I love that aspect. I tell you, there are some great restaurants downtown. We are very into wine in our house, so we do a lot in the wine industry, and just love to get out and about, and it's just so beautiful here.
I love it. And I love that we're hearing about the wine industry in Salem a lot this morning. You are not close to the first person who's mentioned it.
Good.
It's great. Awesome. Lisa, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to switch you out. We're going to bring in Alicia Bay. She is with the Gilbert House Museum. Thank you for being here. Come on in. I want to ask you a little bit about that event that Lisa just mentioned. Tell us a little bit more about that you guys are hosting.
So Gilbert House Children's Museum is also a nonprofit, and it's a privilege to work with other nonprofits in our community like the Early Learning Hub, and they will be using our space to host a fundraiser for families. And so they will have costumed characters in different parts of the museum interacting with families, and then other fun activities in addition to the 29 exhibits and our 20,000 square foot outdoor space that will be available for the families that night.
Cool. So for anybody maybe who hasn't visited the Gilbert House, what's there? Tell me about some of these exhibits that you have.
Yes, so Gilbert House Children's Museum is located on the north end of Riverfront Park, really close to downtown Salem. The museum is made up of historic homes that have been preserved by the community, owned by the city of Salem, and then we partner as a nonprofit to make a wonderful use of those buildings that are being preserved. So inside the homes, you can see specific architecture that would have been relevant at the time that the homes were built in the late 1800s, along with modern exhibits that are designed for imaginative play and STEM learning.
Cool. What about, the exhibits and the history there and the outreach, the events that you do? It really, brings vitality to Salem. Like, how is it really lifting up this community and the kids here especially?
Certainly. So we're here to serve the community. Our first priority is to the families of the Salem-Keizer and outlying areas. We have 100,000 visits each year, so we're really busy, and 40% of those actually come from outside of the Salem-Keizer area. So we're a destination for families that live just an hour or so away, or a place for families to visit when they are on a vacation in Salem.
I love that. And I was looking around your website, and I thought the story of the man who the museum is named after, A.C. Gilbert, his story is so cool. Well, tell me about this guy.
So he's a Salem native, born in the early 1900s. Late 1800s. He started his company in the early 1900s and designed toys for children so they could learn to be the next architects, engineers, and really what the United States needed in the 20th century. And we use that as an inspiration for what do children need in the 21st century. What are the skills and things that they're learning to prepare them to be our productive workforce moving forward and to continue to innovate and have that creativity that is so important to our economy.
Well, you guys sound like such a great resource for this community. What's coming up? What do you guys have next? Any new exhibits coming to the museum?
Yes. In September, we'll be renovating one of our spaces to open a science lab. So we've partnered with the Association of Science and Technology Center for 3 standalone exhibits. We will be building our own to go along with that. And then in the science lab, there will be an educator to work with children and their parents to do simple science experiments to explain the impact and effects of what they're seeing and to ask the children more questions and really create that inquiry-based learning.
Cool. I think families listening to this right now are really probably going to be excited about that because they're going to love that. How fun. Lastly, I want to ask you, because you live in Salem, what are your favorite things about Salem? What do you love about this city?
How family-centric it really is. I've raised 2 children in Salem. I got involved with the Gilbert House Children's Museum initially as a parent looking for that resource to help me in that raising of socially minded children, community-based learning, and also inquiry and creativity. So the thing I love about Salem is it's easy to get involved. and to get to know people and be connected.
And I feel like this is what's great about the show, Arc on the Road, because you guys have just met a ton of people and a ton of organizations that you can get involved with. So fantastic. Alicia Bay with the Gilbert House, thank you so much for being here this morning. We appreciate it. It was great to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Wesley.
Of course. Stay cool out there, too.
Yes, you do.
Because it's getting hot in this roof. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to ARC PDX. We are not in the studio. We have taken the show on the road to the Oregon State Fair, which kicks off today here in Salem. So we are learning everything about Salem. But right now, we're going to do a fun interview about the fair because we've got Dean Burwash and Catherine Hennings here. And you guys are involved in 4-H. So tell me exactly how you're involved in it, Dean.
Yeah, so at the State Fair, I'm a 4-H, Oregon 4-H State Ambassador. So both of us, our green polos represent that in our name tags.
And what does that mean? What does an ambassador do?
Yeah, so every county has a county ambassador team, and then there's a higher level of state ambassadors, and they help plan summer conference at Oregon State, where 4-H youth from around the state come and stay in the dorms and take classes. And then our other job is to help at the State Fair and help run the desk at the 4-H building.
Very cool. Can I ask you guys what grades you guys are in? How old you guys are?
I actually just graduated.
Cool. Congratulations. What about you?
I'll be headed into my junior year of high school.
Cool. What school do you go to?
I go to Hermiston High School in Hermiston.
And where did you go?
I went to Dallas Community High School in Dallas.
Awesome. Okay, so tell me what you guys, I'm assuming you rose through the ranks of 4-H and did that. What kinds of things did you do? Did you own animals? What did you do?
Yeah, so I started out 4-H at an outdoor school. My teacher was a club leader, and I started with like sewing, cooking, and then I got into rabbits and showed rabbits for a few years. And then I kind of moved into leadership and did a lot of camp counselor and like camp leadership, and then being a county ambassador for most of the time I've been in 4-H.
Good for you. And what about you?
I got my start with 4-H shooting sports, so archery, pistol,
Cool.
and from there I went into the livestock areas and horse and just kind of like dug into 4-H and doing like county leadership projects and similar stuff to what Dean does.
Yeah, what would you do? I'm assuming you've been at the State Fair before for 4-H. What sort of things did you do here?
So last year was my first year at the State Fair. I did public speaking. This year I'm just here as an ambassador, fulfilling that role and working for 4-H, essentially.
And still doing a lot of public speaking, clearly. What about you? What do you love, I guess? Why did you even get involved in 4-H?
Yeah, so I mean, my club leader, I really looked up to her, and she got me involved in trying a lot of new projects. I think why I stuck around was camp and leadership. So I really enjoy being an ambassador and being a state ambassador, but camp is definitely my favorite part of 4-H.
So when people come here to the fair, one of the big things is to talk to the 4-H kids. Like, what are you guys going to be doing and providing for people here at the fair?
Yeah, so we will be helping run the front desk in the 4-H building, so we answer a lot of questions. One of them is where's the bathroom, but there are lots of questions about 4-H. They ask all kinds of different questions about projects, and then lots of times there's people who were in 4-H when they were in their youth, and they ask us lots of questions about it.
Cool. What about you? What will you be doing?
I'll spend most of my time in the 4-H building answering questions. A lot of it also encouraging new 4-H members to take their start in 4-H. Like, hey, have you heard about it? Showing them there's places they can go with it.
Yeah. Why? What is your answer to that? I guess. What do you tell people? Like, what is your kind of selling point of joining 4-H?
I would say the biggest selling point, I know for me at least, is the people. I've met some amazing people in here. I joke that I have a 4-H family that I get to see when I go to state events, and it's a really awesome organization.
What do you love about it?
I mean, it's just a wonderful, positive youth development program, and there's something for everyone. I know it's kind of a stereotype to think it's just agriculture and animals, and that is a very large part of it, but it's so much more, and everyone has an opportunity to do something they like.
Yeah, and what I think is really cool is it gives you guys, young kids, an opportunity to be leaders and to do public speaking. And look at this, you're on live TV, so cool. Catherine, Dean, thank you both so much for being here this morning. Have so much fun at the fair.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And stay cool, too, please.